All right, joining us now, Democratic Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts. Senator, thank you so much for being with us. After what was almost the longest Twitter drought of his presidency, we did hear from President Trump a short time ago. Let me read you what he wrote on Twitter. He said, despite so many false statements and lies, total and complete vindication, and wow, Comey is a leaker. So total and complete vindication. Do you see it like that?
It's not at all complete and total vindication. What we learned was, number one, that the president at a dinner with Comey asked him if he would be loyal to the president, which is like Don Corleone asking Clemenza if he would be loyal to him in The Godfather. That's not a question. That's an order. Secondly, the president then ordered out of the Oval Office the Attorney General and then everyone else in that meeting and asked Comey to stay behind, and then privately asked him would he let the General Flynn investigation go. And he did not receive an affirmative answer from Comey. And then three, President Trump fired Comey. So those are the elements of an obstruction of justice. You ask for loyalty, you ask to end the investigation, and then you fire the person who is investigating you. So that is not a vindication of President Trump at all.
Senator, mafia analogies aside, does it bother you that at no point over these 6 conversations did the FBI director tell the president what he was asking was inappropriate, go to the correct congressional committees, say this is inappropriate, go to the Attorney General and say this is inappropriate, aside from saying don't leave me in a room with him? Does that sit okay with you?
Well, Mr. Comey's actions reflected, I think, as he said yesterday, his own shock that the president was asking him to do these things, but it doesn't, in fact, deal with the issue of the president asking it in the first place and then firing him when he did not get the right answer. So telling Sessions or telling others who were actually part of the firing of Comey were not going to be key elements in actually being able to preserve Comey's job. The president was intent on shutting down this Russian election, even though it seems as though he's the last person in America who does not understand that the Russians were hacking our elections. He continues to deny that. He continues to call that a hoax. And we know that is not true.
And Director Comey, in fact, testified yesterday that the president had never even talked to him, really, about the Russia investigation, whether they hacked that. But that's not an answer to the question that Poppy asked, nor is it an answer to the question of, are you comfortable with the behavior of James Comey during these months that he served as FBI director under President Trump, and even carry it to after he was fired? Are you comfortable, Senator, that he leaked this memo of his conversations with the president to a Columbia University professor to give to the press?
What Mr. Comey did was to speak candidly and openly to the Senate and to the American people yesterday. The memo which he leaked had no top secret information in it. In fact, every time Comey was asked yesterday in the Senate committee about top secret information, he said that he could not answer those questions until he got behind closed doors. And so this is the distinction that people have to understand. If the information was classified, if it was top secret, Comey did not speak to the Senate about it. So the information which he gave to his friend was not top secret, was not confidential, and actually helped to protect Comey against the charge by the president that Comey himself was telling the truth.
Okay, Senator, it's not a direct answer to our question. We've tried twice, but I take what you're saying as you're not uncomfortable with it. And we got to get you on the record on this, because there was another stunning moment where he talked about a previous interaction he'd had with then Attorney General Loretta Lynch over the investigation into then Secretary Clinton's email server. Watch this.
We were getting to a place where the Attorney General and I were both going to have to testify and talk publicly about it. And I want to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. We had a criminal investigation open. As I said before, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We had an investigation open at the time, and so that gave me a queasy feeling.
Does it give you a queasy feeling, Senator Markey?
Actually, whether you call it a matter or you call it an investigation, that matter or investigation was ended without a conclusion by Jim Comey that there had been a violation of the law.
But the question, was at the time, but that was before. But being told by the Attorney General to call it a matter, not an investigation, happened before it was determined by the FBI director, that there was no violation. It happened during the investigation, and the FBI director said it gave him a queasy feeling.
The Attorney General did not ask Jim Comey, please be loyal to Hillary Clinton. The Attorney General did not say to Jim Comey, please let this Hillary Clinton matter go. This was just, what's the headline, what's the title, matter or investigation. Wow. That's different from Donald Trump saying, will you be loyal to me, head of the FBI? Yeah. Will you let the matter go with regard to the relationship between Michael Flynn and the Russian government? That is a completely different matter. That goes right to the heart of the substance of the investigation, and in no way, as far as I can hear, was Loretta Lynch trying to interfere with the investigation, with the substance of it, with the conclusion of it. Those are two different matters altogether.
They are, and that's why we were asking you, independently of the other one, your thoughts. We are out of time, but I would just note for our viewers, the issue at hand is the word matter tracked the same language that the Clinton campaign was using, saying it's a matter, not an investigation. Senator Ed Markey will talk